Why? What was different this time? That you tried a couple of different producers before, different studios. So what was different this time that it was working out that well?
I think we sort of like took a creative kind of journey and went in a big circle, and as soon as when we hooked up with this producer John Fields, he was very into what we had done in the past, and I think he understood. He had a vision for where we should be going, and also he was very musical all the way around. So he was able to work with everybody and speak our language, and he very much became like.
What do you mean work with everybody?
Like he can think in terms of everything from vocals to drums to keyboards. You know, he understands music very well, and he also shared a similar sensibility and sense of humor with our band, I think. And so, by the time we got together with him, things went really fast, and he was able to get the best performance and the best sound out of our band that we have yet, to get in the studio. And we all just had a lot of fun. And he was also focused about making a record that was artistic and commercially viable, as well, which is really what we do best, I think. And he was able to make us see from an outsider's perspective, from a fan perspective, that's a good direction for us. And he sort of pulled us back in, and also pulled us out of our kind of hole just mentally, as far as getting everyone excited to work and having fun in the studio and stuff.
And he has this kind of a home studio, wasn't it? Was it more? Was that what you were pointing out? Like more like we did it in the beginning, like what we were used to do.
Sort of. He has a home studio where we would start off the songs and sort of build a map and do some vocals at his house. But we did go to a proper studio. We worked in two really great studios. One is a house kind of in the valley of California, of Los Angeles, that was very like comfortable and homey with a swimming pool, and just you're at a house. But it was a very professional back house, studio. And then we worked at another studio also in Los Angeles called The Boat, which was also very professional, but also intimate and private. Both studios had a privacy to them, where there was just one room, as opposed to some studios we've worked where there's 5 different studios and there's people coming in and out and all kinds of stuff like that. This was more just with the 5 of us and our producer and our instruments, and that, I think that probably gave a different vibe too to the recording process that was interesting and worked well for us.
And there were 3 songs, weren't it, that were written before and that were recorded and stuff like before? Why those 3 songs, and why not one of the other songs? Because there was lots of songs ready. And
you mean for the first album?
Yeah.
The first album. Not
No, with the new album.
Oh, there were the 3 songs. The 3 songs that.
2? Okay, I thought 3.
From the other records.
Yeah.
Oh, that we kept.
Yeah.
Why those songs?
Yeah.
Because I think everybody wasn't willing to let go of those songs. I think they felt that those should be on the record. One's called Paralyzed and one's called Tell Me Soon. I think everyone felt like if they didn't make it on the record, it would be a mistake, because the record needed those songs to be on it. And there's a song called What For that was on the second version of the album that was written then and then made it on the third version, which was Calling the World. And I think, again, that was a song that everyone in the band loved, and we felt like we needed it to be on the record.
But there were so many songs you had written in those 4 years. Was it hard to pick the songs that you were going to work on again, or songs that you had to just let go? I can imagine it's also hard to kill your darlings if you have lots of songs written.
That's a lot of where it's helpful to have a new producer come in. Because you get
He helps you shifting.
Yeah, you get very, like you said, you get very attached to the songs, and you might have favorites even if they're not the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, new producer and new management or new people on the business side that we had are very helpful in saying this is great.
This one sucks.
Yeah, you have to be able to say okay if people don't like a song, and you have to stand up for a great
For the
song.
ones you really like.
Yeah.
Do you still play some of the older songs that didn't make it to Calling the World? Sometimes live, for example?
I don't know. We have been really just playing Calling the World in the first record.
Yeah.
Do we play any?
We kind of like we would make a record and then kind of go on tour to keep ourselves occupied, and we'd usually play the songs we had most recently recorded at that time. And by the time we went in and then made another record, we sort of stopped playing those. And I think until we eventually I think a lot of that stuff will be available to our fans and things, and at that point, we will definitely, I think, probably bring back a lot of those songs, because there's certainly a lot of them that we really enjoy, but we like to keep our shows mostly filled with material people know and are excited to hear. I think that makes the show kind of more fun to watch as an audience member, for me at least. So
Yeah, because because you're touring a lot, and I can also imagine that it keeps it interesting for yourself to just shift and to mix it up, do some old songs.
You gotta you gotta be careful how much you mix it up, because
People want to hear the hits.
yeah, you want to play, like, our new albums just came out, so you want to play the new album and a little bit of the old album and mix it up. Yeah.